Life can change in an instant. For many wheelchair users, the struggle to push forward is a daily challenge.
After years of development and countless prototypes, we created Rib Grips, the revolutionary wheelchair hand rim covers with built-in ribs for ultimate grip and comfort.
No more slick surfaces, no more heat burns, just pure, reliable grip. Rib Grips, empowering you to push forward with ease. Rib Grips, get a grip on your freedom. Discover the difference. Visit ribgrips.com and use promo code GRIP today. You just found the perfect product that helps with staying cool during hot summer runs. No more gross warm water. Stay cool with this product from Gear Handle. This hydration tube cover helps keep your water cool and easily accessible. Stay hydrated during those long summer runs or even delay from freezing in the winter. Plus, they're compatible with various brands of water bladders and come in various colors. Visit gearhandle.com and use promo code H2O today.
Hey, Scott. What brings you into the pharmacy?
I'm thinking about getting one of the updated COVID-19 vaccines.
Great. Do you know which type of vaccine you'd like?
There's more than one?
Yep, there are different types of vaccines available. You can learn more about them at WeDoVaccines.com. If you have questions or want to make an appointment, give me a call.
What was that website again?
WeDoVaccines.com.
Thanks. I'll check it out.
This message was brought to you by Novavax.
BooBaes. BooBaes.
And hello.
And hi.
Good morning.
Good
It's
morning or afternoon.
Afternoon. who
wherever you
knows?
are.
Morning for us.
Yeah.
A very hungover morning for
Yup.
us.
But we had fun
We did.
separately.
Yes,
But I had fun. Did you have fun?
I did.
Okay,
I
that's
was in
good.
Dallas.
You were in Dallas.
Mhm. And then I drove back at
Yeah.
like, I
Like
definitely meant
last
to leave
night?
by like 6. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And then I left at 11. No, 10.
Mm-hmm.
10. And I fall asleep at the wheel a lot. That's a really bad thing. So not good for me to be leaving at 10.
I definitely know and learned my lesson about that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, you have.
Yeah. So
We don't need a
not
repeat.
Fun. Not fun, you guys. Well,
No.
I'm glad you're here.
Yes.
I'm so excited to talk about the movie that we're going to be talking about.
Me too.
It's
But
mhm.
we are BooBaes.
Oh, hi, yeah. I mean,
think we said
hopefully you
that.
know that because you clicked on us. But we're
Yeah.
BooBaes, you guys.
And we're your hosts. I'm Caitlin.
I'm Joshua,
And yes, we are hungover BooBaes.
and we're here to talk about some horror, some
Yes.
spectacular, fantastic,
Fun,
fright
fun.
fests. All of it. Ting ting.
Ting ting.
Ting ting is what
Oh,
we
haven't
say
said
to.
ting
I
ting
know.
in so long.
If you haven't heard in a while, we haven't even said it.
We
Ting
haven't.
ting
It's
is
been like probably 10 episodes.
what we
Ting
use
tings are
like when
killing
people
sound.
when people kill someone with like a knife or anything, to be honest.
Lots of ting tings in this movie.
Yeah, especially
Lots of
towards the
ting-tings.
I mean it's all kind of saved towards the end, but like those ting-tings. But yes. All right, you guys. So without further ado, today we are talking about a film that came out in 2008.
Yay.
It is an American psychological horror film written and directed by Brian Bertino. Drumroll,
Bertino.
please. The Strangers.
Yay, The Strangers.
A home invasion house kind of movie.
Definitely home
That
invasion.
really like when I was younger, 2008. How old was I?
I was
94
we were
14.
going into high school.
I was 14. Yeah, this movie really like stuck with me to where I went and bought the DVD. You said you did
yeah.
too, right?
Yeah, I own this on
Yeah,
DVD.
because
But
I thought it
neither
was
of
so
us have a DVD player, so we watched it. We both had to rent it
for $4
on Amazon Prime. I actually think I rented mine on Apple TV
okay.
because Andrew had that, and so he was like, just rent
Yeah.
movies on there, so you don't have to rent them and send money to your mom.
Sugar Daddy.
Oh,
Sugar Daddy
I still
Andrew.
sent him money though.
I actually sent because Robert paid for it, but I sent him money too.
See, look
He
at
was
us.
like $4, really, and I was like, yes, I'm gonna pay you back for it. Yeah. Or they could just be our sponsors.
They could.
Yeah, sponsor
BooBaes,
BooBaes.
sponsored by Robert and Andrew.
Literally.
Our boyfriends and the only
Little
people who listen.
cuties.
I'm just kidding.
Honestly.
Plus Kelsey.
JK.
Kesley.
And Kesley.
Oh my God, poor Kesley. At her graduation, they said her name wrong twice.
Kelsey?
They
What'd
said Kelsey.
Aw,
And then
no.
she stood there. And then they said it wrong again.
Oh, no.
And then she kept standing there. And like, then they finally, third time
Said it right.
time they got Kesley.
Yeah.
They could say all these other wild names.
Mm-hmm.
And then,
That's not too wild.
No, it's
Kesley.
not.
It's literally just
People
letters
just-
flipped.
yeah.
But people
are
are
dumb
lazy.
and their brain goes
To the-
Kelsey.
uh-huh. People are, oh, Kelsey. Do you know that song?
No.
Ah, you're going to have to listen to it. It's very old. It's by Metro Station.
Oh, no Metro Station.
Whoa. Okay, yeah. So The Strangers, you guys, it what I say came out in 2008, right?
Mhm.
It is pretty much this couple who are having some love problems go to
Little
a summer house situation, little basically isolated house in an area where apparently there are other houses, but nobody's fucking here.
Mm-hmm.
And they are basically tortured in a sense, because it's very
It is torturous.
yeah, it is. They basically are frightened the whole night. Well,
They're
it's
really
it starts
just
at 4.
fucking with them.
Fucking with them, yes.
Yeah, at
from
3 a.m.
3 a.m.
Mhm.
Yep, all through the night until the morning time, and it culminates in their death.
And it's so scary that, like, knowing that the daylight couldn't even save them. Because most of the time it's like you have to, if
Make
you
it
can
through the
just
night.
make it through the night, get to the daylight, and then you'll be okay. But nope, they fucking die.
Are you writing a song right now, Caitlin?
I am.
Make it through the night. Make it to the daylight, and you'll be okay.
Okay, let's make it.
I like it. I like it.
TM.
It's very, 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 very bubbly. Okay. Yeah. So we should just start digging into this, right?
Mm-hmm.
I want to get to
We
it.
want to talk a little bit about what it's
What it means to me.
what it means to you. So I wanted to. So as the movie starts, it says this is
A story
based on true inspired by true events.
Oh,
And so
yes.
it actually, obviously not one particular thing, but kind of like Texas Chainsaw Massacre, where Leatherface is like a culmination of multiple
of-
different murderers, serial killers.
Mm-hmm.
Biggest one probably being Ed Gein.
Mm-hmm.
But then this one, it's based on several true crime stories as well. And the biggest one being the Manson murders.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
that
and
makes
it
sense.
very much
Yeah.
gives that. But he said The Strangers is, according to director Brian Bertino, The Strangers is primarily based on 3 alternate real-world events. The first is the infamous series of murders committed by the Manson family in 1969, later nicknamed Helter Skelter, which were organized by Charles Manson and an ill-conceived bid to start a race war the cult leader had predicted. In particular, the home invasion and killing of actress Sharon Tate stands out as a clear marker for The Strangers' artistic direction, with its gruesome knife violence drawing close parallels to the stabbing at the Tate home. The second inspiration for The Strangers is the infamous 1981 Ketty Cabin murders, which, have you ever heard of those?
No.
Okay. It's really sad story, obviously.
Murder, death.
But I don't remember much, but I know that I listened to a My Favorite Murder episode about it probably like 5 years ago. But I do remember, like, whenever I read it, I was
name.
like, oh, fuck, yeah.
Something bad happened.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And so the Ketty Cabin murders, in which 4 people were killed in a small California resort town, including Sue Sharp, her son John, daughter Tina, and John's friend Dana. Disturbingly, the motive for those murders is still unknown, as the Ketty Police Department never caught the real-life killers.
That's
And the case
crazy.
remains
Yeah.
unsolved. And then
That's scary as fuck.
yeah. And then basically it says obvious similarities abound here, with the 3 masked assailants and the strangers wandering off into the morning chill after massacring Kristen and James simply because they were home. And the third and final slice of real life inspiration, which I thought was fun, derives from Bertino's life experience.
Oh, what happened to him?
As a child, Bertino recalls a night his parents weren't home and someone knocked on their door asking for someone who didn't live there.
Oh, that's scary.
And in a reverse of The Strangers, Bertino states he later learned that the people knocking were robbing houses in the neighborhood where no one was home, instead of attacking people inside their houses. Still, the experience left an incredible mark on Bertino that later morphed into the terrifying portrait of random rental violence that The Strangers movie endeavors depict.
That's so freaking wow. how his childhood even like wove that into the story. Yeah,
Is
and
Tanner home?
that's really scary too. The way like the actress or whatever the character is just comes up to the door and it's
I don't
like
like
very
the way she
creepy.
talks.
The voice, she took out that light, whatever.
Unscrewed it just a
unscrewed
bit.
it. Like it's just weird as fuck.
And this is shit that happens. My stepdad, maybe I mentioned it on here. I don't
Murderer?
know. There's a movie. My stepdad, no, he's not a murderer. But when he was young, his family is from Oklahoma and they lived on a giant farm. And there were these murderers going around. And I think there is a movie about it. And I think it's called California with a K. But basically, these people were like coming up. One would knock on the door and like ask for gas because like whenever you have a giant farm like that, you have like gas tanks. So they had a gas tank on their property, and then another one would go like around the house and like sneak in, basically casing the house
while the people are distracted. Yeah.
And he said that happened to them, and thank God his mom was just like, yeah, no, I don't have a good feeling about this. And he said that like while they were kind of waiting, they saw someone standing outside their window.
That's
and
creepy.
Yeah. And then I think they later went, whenever they turned them away and they were like, no, sorry.
Yeah.
They went like down the road and like killed another family or something.
What?
Yeah. Maybe they went on to the next town. I don't know.
Yeah, but that's still. Yeah.
But still, like they knocked on their door.
That makes me feel unsettled. That makes me feel not safe anywhere. That's what this movie makes me feel. And I think that's the root of it.
I have so many, so there was one time when I was living in my house before my condo that I live in. And then the room that I was in at the time, it was like the front room of the house.
Yeah.
And so it basically was just all windows. There was like 6 windows in there. And the only wall that didn't have windows was the one that connected like on the other side of the wall was the bathroom. And so my bed was not propped up, but like up against the windows. And so like it was in between two of them. And
I
so
get it. Yeah,
the little panel wall splitting it is kind of where I would like sit sometimes to watch movies. And in this particular house, I didn't have like a PS4 or Roku or anything like that. So I didn't have any streaming. I just had my DVD player and my DVDs. And so I would just go cycle through them.
Yeah.
And so one night I was watching The Strangers and like pitch black by myself with my back up against the windows. And then
That's
midway through, I was
asking for it.
Fuck. I had to pause it, go close all of my windows. And then I sat in the middle of my bed
I would
to
do the
finish
same.
it. I was so scared.
Backed up against the wall, literally. So you
it
can
really
see everything.
scared me. I was like,
yeah, I remember I first watched this, I guess, with, I think my sister maybe. I'm not sure. But then I was so good. So then I had to invite my friends over. So I invited my friend Anita and my friend Chris over one night and we watched it. And I think I literally invited 3 different groups of friends over to watch this fucking movie. But that one time that I watched it with them, where my parents live, it's kind of there's a lot of trees and a lot of stuff so we legit were okay, let's go outside now after the movie. And I tell you, when we were freaking out because your eyes plays tricks on you, and especially after you just watch a scary movie, you see everything you just saw. And I swear to God, I saw someone standing far away with the fucking scarecrow whatever mask on.
That mask has to be one of the most disturbing masks I've ever seen, and it's so simple. So simple, and it is the most terrifying fucking thing. That mask alone makes this movie.
Yeah, literally,
so
especially
good.
the first time you're introduced to it, and they're blurred out, and then it's when he steps forward and it's scary. Yeah,
through the dark.
Through the dark, you were born.
Scary.
So yeah, I mean, basically, we can already the movie opens up telling you, this is based on a true story, and then we get
February 11th, 2005,
2005
at the Hoyt family summer home.
Yep. And then we get a 911 call, and we're overhearing these young boys,
little Mormon boys,
talking about basically a bloody scene, crime scene, and it's talk about 911. I mean, also too, these fucking dispatchers have to hear all this shit all the time.
Yeah.
That's crazy. They must hear the most wild things, and then click, hang up. They just have to live with
their life.
They died or did not, or I don't know, or
Yeah.
whatever. That's crazy.
I mean, 911 dispatchers, I think, are paid a decent amount because it's pretty fucking traumatic sometimes.
Yeah, that's like an emotionally abusive job.
Yeah.
Like-
you have to hear the saddest things.
Yeah. Oh, or talk people off like from like hurting themselves or others, or hear people like someone's dead or something like that. Ugh. Ooh. Yeah, I'd be crying the whole time.
Yeah.
I'm sending someone to you right now. What was their favorite color? So sad. That's my sister's. Okay. So yeah, and you get to already at the beginning of the movie, you get like to see the aftermath of what's happening. So there's blood everywhere.
Basically starting at the end.
Exactly. And then we get the title of The Strangers, and then we get a really beautiful close up of Kristen and Jimmy
He was called so many Jimmy, James,
I know.
Jamie. He was called so many names.
So many fucking names. And so he's played by Scott Speedman, and she's Liv Tyler, and they are. I really love the shot of like the
Her
red
crying.
light, yeah, and the like close-ups on their face. Like to me, also too, Robert was like, "You're reaching," but I was like, the red light really like opening on them showed like I felt like was the stop on their relationship, like the like, like I don't know,
Metaphorical.
more metaphorical.
I love it.
Yeah, and then like
And then
the green light
blood.
into their death, and then there's a lot of red throughout the movie. Even like the color palette of the home, I feel like it's more red and warm tones.
It's very like burnished, like oranges, browns,
her
very
shirts,
rich.
like, yeah.
Yeah, whenever she changes into that
The
little
rose
flannel.
petals.
Yeah, lots of red.
Yeah.
I mean, in theory, it's a very cozy looking home.
Yeah. Sure,
looks very safe, but it's not. It's not. I mean, it is your typical cabin kind of vibe.
And so they
Even though it's
obviously
not really a cabin.
obviously you sense that there's some sort of tension between them already.
Awkward tension.
Yeah, they're not talking to each other, and they end up pulling up to the house. She's kind of waiting outside, smoking a cigarette out the door because obviously she needs this cigarette to get through the night. She's like chain smoking. And then we get inside and we see that like he literally put rose petals everywhere.
He prepared the
and,
whole house.
Like made the house so romantic for them. At
So
this point we
cute.
don't know like what's really going on, but already you can tell like, oh, okay, like
Yeah, I was like, did they break up? I forgot.
Like he got dumped or something, or this is like yeah. And so they end up getting in there. She ends up like he's like showing her around, and he like obviously is like, this is awkward, and he's like, there's roses everywhere. They make that little cute joke about I don't know, like
in the tub,
the tub, if they went first or after the water, which they go after, my bro, but okay.
I wouldn't know either.
Yeah, they go after
I
because
mean,
you
I
want them
feel
to
like-
float up top.
Oh, would they just stay at the bottom?
They get like
Too heavy.
no, it's just like they get like what's the word, like
Smushed.
waterbogged and like smooshed and like the like half, like they're not just it's like you just
Not
want to
pretty,
like,
like
set
just-
them like
yeah.
delicately on the water.
I see. I see.
Otherwise it looks just like a strawberry drink, like a mimita, like a drink, right?
Yum.
And so anyways
Muddled.
yeah, exactly, yes. And
I
so
see, I
we
see.
have them I guess they're basically just kind of getting ready for the night, and then it gets very awkward. He pulls out the fucking ice cream, and then we get them talking at the
fucking
table.
that water was running red.
Oh
too.
yeah, that's right.
Whenever
yeah.
she turns on the water to get into the tub,
And
it's like red, and
well,
I'm like,
it's rusty, right? And she's she's got her hands all up in it too. I'm like, don't touch that. Yeah, and
That's
so
gross.
I wouldn't even take a shower
But
in
also always a bad sign. If the water runs red anywhere, get out.
Yeah,
Get out immediately.
it's just not good.
Never, you will die.
Mm-hmm.
It's a surefire sign.
Foreshadowing.
Yep.
And so we have him also calling his friend Mike and kind of just being like, shit didn't go plan. You're going to have to come get me, basically. And so
we know at some point he is going to come during the film.
Yep.
It may be in the morning, like he could have been the one who found them. Obviously, we know that it's the little Mormon boys. But
at this point, it's basically known that he's going to come at some point, but you end up kind of forgetting about that until he actually does
until he shows up, yeah.
Because he's never like mentioned by them again, or he's never like Jamie's never like, oh yeah, Mike's coming, like we just have to like, yeah. So anyways, which also too, when that happened, that whole scene, that's
sad.
so fucked up. And also I'm just like, I feel like preventable, but like, yeah. And so we have a flashback too of them at, I guess they're at a wedding, right? They were at some friend's wedding.
They were at a friend's wedding, and he comes up, which I'm like, a wedding is such a
Weird
not
place to
great
propose.
time to propose.
Yeah.
But I guess he was just really feeling the moment. He looks very focused as he approaches her, and
He
then
looks
he's
scared.
and then he, holds her face so lovingly, and then they're like having such a cute little moment as he carries her out to the car
That's very cute.
and stuff, and then he says like, I remember the first time I saw you.
When he pulls out the box and then says that.
Mm-hmm.
And you can already read on her face, she's like, oh shit.
Which I just don't understand. Like how I never understand when people say no, because it's like, how have you not discussed this?
Yeah. Okay. Also, what Robert was saying, like, also on him, like, did he not already like have
Tell
they not
her, like,
and
yeah.
did they not already discuss? And was he not aware that she was not ready yet?
Yeah,
like
exactly.
Because I feel like that's something you kind of talk about.
Yeah,
at least a little.
I mean,
bit.
if someone just like rando proposes and you've never discussed it, I understand no being said. But like, so I guess that's what happened.
I wonder how long they were dating. Maybe that depends on. I don't even know. No, that doesn't actually.
I feel like they were
you
dating a long time.
It feels like that. And also, do you feel like you can come back or work like a relationship can handle a no to a proposal?
I think so. Like if you just say like, I want to say yes, but I'm really not ready for this yet.
Mm-hmm.
Let's revisit it a little bit down the line. I think that, I mean, yes, there's going to be some hurt feelings, and it's going to be awkward as hell for a little bit.
Yeah.
Because like he says later on, he's like, this is just so embarrassing. Because yeah, it is. And
that's what Robert said. No, there's no coming back from that shit. That is embarrassing as hell.
My ego is bruised.
Literally.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I think I could.
I think it just depends on the situation.
But I would also
context.
like be very questionable, like to my partner at that point. Like, why did you? Why did you not discuss this with me? Why did we not talk about this?
I feel like that in itself would open problems. Because that's a lack of communication.
Agreed.
Most definitely. Okay, yeah. And so obviously she said no.
Yeah, she was just
we don't get her saying no, but like
she just says I'm not ready.
Yeah.
And I put, well, good thing he's gonna die, so you won't even have to marry him.
Basically.
But then she's like wearing the ring at the end and shit.
I
too,
saw that.
So it's like,
yeah.
Girl.
For real. Make up your mind, girl.
And then stuff gets steamy.
Yeah, that's right. They get a little steamy. They get all up on each other. They're basically about to do the dirty.
He about to put it in.
And then there's a knock at the door. Knock. Can we there we go. Thank you.
Oh, that resonated very well.
That really did. And so we have them coming to the door, and he's like trying to check. Do they open it right?
Yeah, he does.
Yeah, which I'm like, why would you already ask like through the door? Like,
who is it? Because he was like, what is it? Like 3 a.m.
Yeah.
Or 4 a.m. and stuff. And he's like, it's like, no, that's a You don't answer nothing.
You don't do that. Right, because nothing good can happen. That's the witching hour, you guys. And so we have him opening the door, and this chick is standing out there, and most certainly the light is off when he tries to turn it on, because she unscrewed it a little bit, so the bulb is like not all the way, in its place.
So that way they can't see her face.
And because she's not wearing a mask or anything at that point, you can kind of tell. It's every time. I swear to God, I don't. If it's credited, I don't know. Honestly, I looked it up a long time ago, but I didn't look it up again just now. But I honestly think it's Amanda Seyfried.
Really?
I think it's her. It's like, uncredited. Like they were on. Like they had her. Like I feel like all these people who did it were like it's Richard Gere, Amanda Seyfried, and like Meryl Streep. Like I feel like they're like literally uncredited. They were in the mask. They never show their face. Really.
Dollface is Gemma Ward. Kip Weeks is Man in the Mask, and Laura Margolis is Pinup Girl.
Well, there you go. My whole theory was busted in about 30 seconds. Thank you, Caitlin.
She's got a very Amanda Seyfried looking face, though.
Let me see. Breaks phone.
Not
yeah.
Seyfried?
I can see that.
Not true.
I love how like Laura Margolis is literally just like some regular ass bitch.
Yeah.
Like, she was in craft services, and they were like, "Hey, come over here.
Come help.
Literally.
We need some help.
Budget. We'll pay you $100 extra today. That's it."
Hey, I mean, you gotta do what you gotta do.
And so, she is saying, "Is Tamara home?"
Yeah.
And
is Tamara home?
And I'm like,
no, bitch. She goes, "Hi,
honestly, sorry to all the Tamras out there, but like, what a weird fucking name to be
It
like.
is.
Who asks for Tamra?
To bring that up out of nowhere.
Like,
Who the fuck's Tamra?
I feel like it's like something like that's an ex-girlfriend or something, or someone he hated, or I don't know. Like, it's very specific. I would is Mary home? Is Jane home?
Yeah.
Like, you know, like Tamra. Okay.
Someone.
Anyways.
Yeah. And then he's like, no, you have the wrong house. And she goes, are you sure?
That's creepy as fuck.
And it's like, yes,
Yeah.
bitch, I'm sure. Now get the fuck off my property.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, people get lost out here all the time. Should I go get her? And it's like,
No.
no. She
She was
was
giving you
fuck.
weird vibes. Yeah.
I would have locked my home. I would have got out right then.
I have also a theory about that too. About the whole is Tamra in here and are you sure? Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Oh, it's Tamara the mom, and she's already inside.
That's what I was thinking, and that's why she's like, "Are you sure?" And that's how someone was moving things. And anyways, because my theory is also as well.
I think, yeah, they were already inside the house. Someone was.
The whole time, right? Even when they got there, there was someone already in there, and I think also too, like it gave me very. Like earlier, Mike and him were there. Like maybe he walked
They left
out
something
and
open. That
that's
sliding door.
Exactly. Or I'm saying like Mike, he lock up and like didn't lock up. Like something happened, and I'm saying, and that's how they got in. And now then they were like, this is our house. Yeah.
And we gonna fucking kill you.
Yeah. Literally.
I was wondering. I was like, if they would have gone like straight to bed, I wonder if any of this would have happened. I mean, I still think it would have, but like if they wouldn't have engaged. And like we're just asleep.
Yeah.
But I mean, they can knock him. They can knock on the door and wake him up by banging on the door.
Or like same question. Like, what if they would have engaged with her more? Would it had all happened sooner? Like,
been like, what are you doing? Why
or
are
would they
you
have
here?
been like, oh shit, this isn't the plan. Like,
Yeah.
this threw us off.
And, so we're just gonna pack up and leave.
Literally. This guy's friendly as shit.
Yeah.
Anyways, and so yeah, we have that knock. She leaves. She says, "See you later," which is also creepy as fuck.
Yeah, it's like, no,
Yeah.
I don't know you. I shouldn't be seeing you
And I
later.
feel like they should have been talking about it more, but
they were just kind of like, that's weird.
We brushed that off very quickly, and then she's like, "I need more cigarettes," and so it's the way that he's like, "I'm gonna go get some." She's obviously like, "I didn't mean for you to like." She didn't ask him to, but she was just saying. And so he wants to go get some fresh air, but it's also like that weird shit just happened.
Yeah,
and
I would not be leaving.
And I also like, even if you were to leave,
I would have gone together.
yeah, very
I
much
wouldn't
so.
have stayed.
Yeah.
I would have been like,
And it's the
no.
fact that homeboy did leave.
Like,
like-
he could have survived. He could have lived
Like,
if he just didn't come back.
yeah, literally.
Yep.
Like, all of these like perfect storm like equation for all this to happen. And so he ends up going. She's kind of she stays in the house. She's walking around. She's basically looking at things. She's
It's a little like montage of her alone. And the song that's playing is super good.
Yes, the whole
creepy.
throughout the whole movie, the song choices are really good because there's a bang on the door, and even that song. If you listen to lyrics, it's like, should we go outside?
Yeah, I put don't listen to the song. I said absolutely do not go outside.
Yeah.
Do not go outside.
I love it. I want just the soundtrack, to be honest,
Yeah.
because even that song that plays on the record too, and then there's that Mama song. That's I don't even know why.
Mama tried or whatever.
Mama tried, literally. And so we have that happening. We get the bang on the door. She's like, oh, this is weird again. And so she walks up to the front. Thankfully, she doesn't open it. And she's like, hello. And the chick, once again, is like, is Tamara home?
Is Tamara home?
And she's like, you've already been here, you dumb
Okay,
bitch.
no, she's not. And then she asks again, doesn't she? Are you sure? And then all of a sudden the chimney starts like
Billowing,
fucking,
yeah.
And it's like,
because
you think they
didn't
poured something down it?
Honestly, I think that they opened it up. They did the right thing, but I think someone was in there and closed it. And so smoke,
The vent.
yeah,
'cause
to
someone
cause like
was
a
already in there.
distraction. Yeah. Because at that point the fire alarm goes off, the little smoke detector, and she goes and take like whatever.
Yeah,
does what
smoke
I would do
detector.
because it's up there and like kind of like barely gets it and it falls down. And it's the way that she then tries to get her cell phone, but it's dead, of course, because it's a horror movie.
I put a fucking course to the phone is dead.
Yeah.
The bangs on the door at that point were making me jump too.
Yeah,
I was
it's
like,
very loud. It's very awesome. This what rewatching this actually, because it's been a while since I seen it. Like honestly, there were a few parts that I was like, I'm scared.
No, I was like chewing on my shirt, and then I was just like my toes were curled at a few points. I was like,
And
this
so
movie
yeah,
still scares me. It's a good one.
it really is, to be honest. And also because it's just like it's simple, it's so real, it's so like
the realistic aspect of it, and the fact that this could happen to anyone is terrifying.
at any time.
Like, so okay, you remember? I don't think have I told this on the podcast about the
that
time
guy
that was at my house.
Yeah.
So one time I woke up at 3 a.m. and I live in this condo, and I live alone. And I was sleeping on my couch, and from my couch, you could see, like, if you lean forward enough, you can see into the kitchen and onto the back patio. There's
and
this,
that
like,
window
that's, like person size, basically.
really is person sized, and it's not covered, is it? Right? You can see through it.
The blinds are halfway drawn,
Okay.
because Kitty used to like to, and now the kittens like to look out of it. But I woke up to this like banging on my back patio, and I was like, what the fuck? And I like lean forward and look out that back window, and I see someone's legs and someone is on my patio, and I was like, what the fuck? And it was like 2 a.m. in the morning.
Yeah.
And I was like, so I just kind of froze and stood there, or like stayed on the couch until it stopped.
Yeah.
And then I like slowly crept to the kitchen to go look, and I like looked out
you could
the window.
see inside your house.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the lights were on. I had fallen asleep with the lights on that night. And then so I looked out the window, and my back patio was destroyed. Someone had like ripped the fence apart and stuff, and like it was just shattered. My gate was shattered, and I was like, what the fuck? And then while I was in the kitchen, a knock comes from my front door, and it was just this slow fucking knock. It was just...
That's freaky.
It was that spaced out, and I was like, I was like, I've seen way too many horror films. This one specifically.
Yeah.
And that is why I cannot open this door.
You called someone, didn't you? You called us.
I tried to call my mom.
You called someone. Yeah.
Yeah, I grabbed Kitty, and then I like put us into the hall bath and was like, I should have called the police. But I panicked.
Yeah.
And I was like, still like,
What do you do?
2 a.m. Like I just woken up, and my brain was like, and so I was like, if someone was trying to break into the house, I was going to grab Kitty, lock us in a room upstairs, and then just be like, then I'd call the
That's
police.
scary as fuck.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think I texted y'all.
Yeah,
and
something
was
I remember
like
this happening.
Guys, someone's on my patio. And then Nancy was like, why the fuck didn't you? Everyone was like, why the fuck didn't you call the police, you dumbass?
I wouldn't have called the police. My first thought
is never the police.
I'm like, the police can stay away. Like, because honestly, if I'm in trouble, I got myself in it, and I was probably doing something illegal. So I
wasn't doing nothing though.
I know, you were just literally sleeping.
I was just trying to go to bed. I don't know, and I still to this day don't know who did it. No one like left a note, because I thought maybe, the back patio, they all kind of look the same, like the fences. So I thought maybe someone was like drunk and upset.
Going at the wrong house.
Yeah.
Or like, yeah.
Or I think it could have been an ex who had some very clear anger issues.
Sketchy exes.
So I don't know, but it was creepy. But like that knock, it was so unsettling, and it reminded me of this film.
Yeah.
And I was like, nope, I know what happens if I open that door. If I open that door, I am dead.
And so, yeah, we have her then going to the bedroom, and she gets a landline, and I'm like, whoa, like I got hit hard with nostalgia, because
it was 2005.
Yeah. And I was just like, oh, dang, landlines. Like I forget that wasn't even a thing, And I'm sure there's a lot of people that still have them, but like, I don't know. My family got cell phones, and we all, the landline just like became obsolete. Like, yeah. We just stopped paying for that shit. And so we have her finally getting to James, and it's the way that it's the way that I was also actually like kind of like, when I watch it, I'm like, oh, I'm surprised like she actually gets to James, because it makes you feel like, because it makes you feel like, oh, okay, like it's gonna be okay, it's gonna be okay, but no. And so it's the way that she then is getting dressed. She's talking to him, just being like the girl came back, but not really. She's not even saying like they're banging on the door or anything like that, which I thought like, tell him more, but okay. And so he's basically gonna come back. He's already on, he's driving back or something, and so she's like, stay on the line with me, but the phone then gets cut off. She's like, will you please just stay with me until you get home? And then it's like, click. Literally. Yeah. And she's like, James, Yeah.
Yep.
And so obviously they cut the
phone
the
line,
phone
yep.
cord somewhere. Yes.
Mhm.
And so we have her then like, oh my God, as she walks by to the living room, I don't know if
To go get water.
the smoke alarm, the smoke detector, this is before it's on the chair. I don't know if you noticed.
It's on the ground, flipped upside down.
flipped upside down.
Because then that's when she knows that someone was in there after, oh God.
Well, I don't even think at that point she realizes that someone was in there. I think it's more so when she
knows,
sees it on the chair.
Yeah, when she sees it on the chair.
Yeah, but at that point, I'm like, no, that's not how it was a minute ago. Because it was, and then it was, and I'm
flipped
like,
again, so someone's just moving stuff.
to fuck with her.
And oh God, this scene where she's just getting the water and you see into the back black corner, you just all of a sudden see this like face, white, and he's in a black suit, so he kind of blends in, and all you can really see is that
the
like
mask
flour sack mask
on his head.
Terrifying.
Very terrifying, because the way that it's like blurred out and then kind of comes into focus as he's getting closer, and the way she doesn't realize that she has no spatial awareness and realize that she doesn't realize that he's
like
there.
looking out the window, drinking her water, and then she turns around and is just looking straight ahead, and it's like, no, when I turn around, I'm scanning a room.
Yeah,
I'm
you're
like,
observant. Like that's anyways. And
who the fuck's in here trying to kill me?
And so she doesn't
I constantly
see him.
think someone's broken into my house.
Yeah.
And I'm like, but like I said, my house is always locked up really tight.
There's
I am so scared
it's
now.
the anxiety and the paranoia.
Yeah.
Yeah. As horror
I'm so
enthusiasts.
scared after that fucking see for me. The like.
Oh yeah.
God, how they can just disarm alarm systems like that.
They got the technology.
I hate it.
And so we then have him basically just she turns around and he's not there anymore. He disappears like a ghost. But he's obviously still in the house.
Because then we hear the
door click.
closing.
That's right.
And that's when she's like,
what the fuck?
Gets a knife. Because, we just hear like, doomp, like a door closing. And I was like, nope. A door closing in a house where you should be alone, hard pass. Pass.
And then that's whenever she walks back and she sees the smoke alarm on the chair. And then she wants to go get her.
I put, James, you better get your ass home now. And then y'all need to dip. And she goes to investigate the sound.
She does. She's investigating everything, and she gets closer to that window
with the wind chimes.
And I'm like, ooh, this is some scary shit. And then it's whenever she opens that fucking window and we get that man just standing there with the fucking mask and the scream that she gives.
She gives some good screams.
Yeah, she's a great scream queen.
Now, some of her talking,
not great.
No, it just I thought that like in Lord of the Rings that she, spoke like that as Arwen. And
no, that's her.
And then after seeing this, I was like, why are we always
she talks like in a baby voice.
Oh my God. But not quite as like Valley Girl.
Yeah.
But just it's very like whispered.
Yeah.
Everything. And almost a little too drawn out.
I've seen her in another show, everything that she's in, and she speaks the same way, and it's a little,
Yeah. I put at one point, I was like, her voice is high-key annoying.
Yeah.
Because like it really worked for Arwen because she was like a mythic, like she's
an elf.
An elf, and she's, a fucking princess.
And
very like Anne Hathaway in the Tim Burton Alice, like when she's walking around like this, just like very floaty and airy. But in this one, it's like, girl, your voice should be a little more concerned.
Yeah,
not
have
quite
some more
as
grit
like
to it, or some more
like her screams did. Those were real like guttural. Yeah, twins.
Wow. And at the same time.
Ooh, I got
chills. Yeah. Okay. But no, I agree with you 100% on that stance. And then we have the record player coming on at that point, right? Because she does.
Because the music starts skipping. She bumps into it.
Yeah. And then she goes to the bedroom because she's obviously freaked the fuck out. And that's whenever she is like basically just hysterical. She's crying. She's screaming.
Because the place is fucking surrounded. Yeah. The noises are coming from everywhere. And they're literally just like toying with. Well, at that point, I'd be like, just fucking kill me, please.
It's the way that she breaks the lamp. I'm like, girl, you can't just like.
Yeah.
Just
she was doing it to turn the light off?
Yeah.
Okay, I was like, why did she do that? That's a really fucking dumb thing to do.
She did it to turn the light off.
I wouldn't want to be in the dark.
Yeah, same. I think she thought like
the window was closed.
I don't even know. But yes, the way she breaks that light, and then she is I don't even remember what happens after this girl.
And she had seen her charger. Had been
That's
cut,
right.
by the
Yeah,
way.
yeah, her charger, and she's like, "Fuck!" And that's whenever she's just in the bedroom, like with the knife, like ready to stab whoever's there. I love the shot of her like getting close up like this. Really good shot. I remember they used that in like the promotional shit for that. And then there's someone walking up, and she's ready to attack, but it's obviously Jamie.
And it's a little bit of foreshadowing for what happens later with Mike. It's the same kind of feeling.
Yeah, it is.
Where
it
like
really
she
is.
could have attacked him.
It really
and
is.
stabbed him there.
And also too though, like it also gave like if you were the first time watching this, it gave like Mike's in on this. Like he's pissed off that she said no, and they're gonna torture her and gaslight her the rest of the night.
Because when
Because
Jamie,
I'm like, this was he
just waltzes right in.
and I'm like, they were all those noises just happened like it was like 30 seconds apart from each other. So like, how did they not see each other? Like what? Like,
And I'm also like, how? I don't understand. Like whenever you've had a distressed phone call or something, the line gets cut. And then you get home and the place is in a clear disarray. Things have been knocked over. Music is skipping, and your partner is nowhere in sight.
Like, hey,
I'd be like, yes. I'd be saying someone's name.
yeah.
And like, especially when Mike comes later too. And I know that he's probably thinking like,
This is hella sketch and weird, or maybe
yeah,
like
and
I
like,
need to be
what
quiet.
if someone is here and I'm like gonna fuck everything up? But then, like, I don't know if the moment the moment that my car was attacked and then I saw all the other wreckage, I would have been like probably running in and like screaming and being like, hey, Kristen.
Because he was very calmly outside, like, Kristen, Jamie. Like, no, say it. Like, say their names.
Yeah.
Yell it. Yeah.
Yell it.
Yeah. Same thing. And that's how I was like.
He could have been avoided and they could have lived. Maybe.
But I mean, maybe. Or it would kind of Mike would have always been a casualty in this sense. But like also, too, because that dude was right behind him.
Yeah.
It
I mean, he was going to die
could have
regardless.
gave perfect trap for like him to go after Mike, and then James could have killed him, But like, poor Mike. That's all we have to say. But anyways, yeah,
We're not even there yet.
I know he goes into I love how Kristen is also like, go away, very screaming, and then it's Jamie, and then she's scared as fuck, and then it's the way that he's kind of
telling her to like stop and calm down, and I'm like, boy, she has
something
every
is weird,
right?
And then it's the way he's
out.
like, nobody can get in, nobody's got in here, nobody's been in here. They searched the whole like inside of the house, nobody's in there to their
when he pulls back the shower curtain, I was like.
A little jump. And so this whole movie, like the fear is really the fear is up. And so we have them looking at everything. He then is like, okay, I'm gonna go outside because I left my cell phone.
And her phone is in the fireplace.
But they don't even notice. I don't think they even notice.
They don't know.
Her phone is in the fire, burning in the fireplace. Yeah. And then he's like,
because she just thinks someone took her phone.
Oh yeah, before that, before him going to go get his phone, that's right there in the basement, and that's whenever they see old girl just kind of standing out there, right? Because the cell phone's in the fire. They check the whole house, like, to see who's in there, and then that's whenever they go to that basement, and she's looking. He's like, "What's up?" And she's like, "She's just staring at us."
Oh yeah, I think so. And he's like, "What do they want?"
Yeah,
and I was like, "They want
should
you
I go,
dead."
Should I go? He's like, "Should I go out and talk to them?" And she's like, "Fuck no."
Yeah.
And so then
he's kind of like high key gaslighting the hell out of her.
And that's whenever we then have him going out to the car because he's gonna go to his cell phone. But then
and I was like, "Bitch, go with him.
Yeah,
y'all need to go together."
The way that she closes the door behind him, I'm like, yeah, she really clearly does not love him. And so then he notices that his car is fucked up, and also too, I'm just like, they like smashed the fuck out of his car. Like, wouldn't they have heard that?
Yeah, maybe they
I don't know.
Slashed the tires. I think. I mean, it looked like they weren't rolling very well. And then, God, as he's bending over, his back is so exposed, which I hate.
Yeah.
And then, God, that fucking hand like reaches out and touches him. And God, ew. I hated that. Well,
It's
and then
scary.
you hear a little dog yelping, and it's like, they just fucking kill a dog.
I don't know if that was. I honestly think that was one of the people. I know the subtitles said dog yelping, but like,
I think it was a person making the
I
sound.
think it was literally. I can make those sounds.
Yeah, true.
So I think it's just them like fucking around.
Yeah.
Or being crazy, basically, because they are crazy.
And whenever he like startles and comes out of the car, he then sees the girl at the end, like,
At the
roughly
end of
like
the
50
driveway,
yards away. and she's just standing there.
Toying
And
with
there's
him.
another person that runs past, and it's like, bro, you're clearly outnumbered.
Yeah.
There's more than one person here, and y'all need to.
I was like, these people are fucking fast.
They are.
They are fast. They're track
like
stars.
zooming around.
Literally.
They can just disappear and teleport or some shit.
So we have him going back into the house. He's like, okay, now he senses like this shit is like something's going on. And so for real, they're in danger.
And he's like, I'm starting to think like, since we've been here, I've not seen a single car. I haven't heard any dogs barking. He says, I think it's just us and them.
Literally.
And it's like, well, good.
Yep.
You calmed her down.
And then he's like, what, being attentive to her hand? She gashed her hand somehow.
On the fucking lamp.
Yep.
And when she broke it.
That's true. And then at that point, his cell phone. He finds his cell phone
He
on the
sees his
piano. And he's like, oh, fuck.
Uh-huh.
Okay. Yeah.
And he was like, okay, yeah, nope. He's like, we got to get out of here. We got to get out of here.
And that's the way that they close that sliding. He closes that little sliding door at that point. And I'm just like, there must be something wrong with the sliding glass door that it just does not stay locked. That's probably what it is.
Well, and also after C for me, when you can just jimmy one open like that. Yep.
Good thing
Hard pass.
something I never knew.
No sliding
Literally.
doors ever in my house.
For real. They're
I
gonna be
will.
bolts.
Yes.
Bolts and chains.
Steel everything.
Yes. And so
Lasers.
they then are like, okay, we're gonna get lasers. Literally, that like what's it called? Like off of
Spy movies.
and off of Resident Evil.
Oh, yeah.
Like those. And so we have them trying to escape, and they get, which I'm also thinking like, homeboy, you already saw your car tires were fucking gashed, but okay, I guess you're gonna drive
Yeah.
on the rims. You know what? Honestly,
I mean,
though,
I would have tried.
emergency. Yeah. And so
I
they're
would've
trying to
been
get
like,
away,
we're
but
gonna
then
get as far
these
as we can.
lights just like pull up behind them, and this truck pulls up, and they're like, who the fuck is that? And it's a pinup lady or someone in a mask that's a pinup lady. It looks like Betty Boop-ish almost.
I
Excuse me,
would have
guys.
ran on like Flintstone's feet. On
Literally.
The car to get out.
I would have just literally kept
Poked
running
my
because at this
feet
point
through.
too, they don't have any I don't believe they have guns. They just working with whatever, like they honestly came empty-handed.
They did.
They just have the truck.
Yeah.
And so, which I mean, I get it. Maybe they could run you over with the truck, but yeah, as some other like I would not have gone back in the house. Like
No.
And so anyways,
I mean, but yeah, they start ramming the truck, and then the person's in front, and so they're like cornered. I mean, yeah.
there's really options. There's not too many options for them. They're
I
pretty
think
fucked.
Panic. I would have panicked too, and also like probably gone back in the house because it is like the only like cover
Form of protection. Yeah.
But I mean, they might have had a better opportunity just like trying to run down the road.
Yeah.
Maybe get to the next house or something.
I
I don't know.
But anyways, we weren't in the situation, so we can't speak on it.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's the way that they get inside, and she's like, "We need a gun. We need a gun." And he's like, "My dad had one here when I was
"I'm
younger."
looking,
Yeah,
Kristen.
I know. The stress, the tension is high. The way she looks at him too, like, don't fucking talk to me like that. Like right now in this situation. But she's not gonna speak up.
We're all
And so
stressed
then
here.
he gets one from the top of the bookshelf, and
It sounded like a toy gun.
it really did.
It was
The
just
way it was, it looked really old. It looked like if he were to like, it would backfire and just explode. And so yeah, they end up getting to the bedroom, and they see the words "hello" written all over the window, and then
and something red. So
yeah,
I was
it's like lipstick. I don't
red
know.
paint. I don't
I
know.
don't know. And then
Blood.
they start throwing like fucking mud at the window.
Yeah.
Mud pies.
I wasn't
fucking
sure what
shit.
it was. But yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, it's shit. It's dog shit. It's
Just
the dog shit.
They made that dog poop, and that's
and then
why
they would
it
throw
yelped.
it. Literally, they were squeezing it.
Squeeze. Oh God.
They're squeezing its little belly.
So sad.
It's a little chihuahua.
That's a fuck ton of poop for a chihuahua to make. Because those were like cow patties.
They were huge. It's like
fucking
mud
huge.
pies, bro. And so then we have
Which honestly, that's so
yeah.
scary.
And so that's whenever they're like fuck, and so they start. He gets the shells from the bedroom closet. And he's like telling her, I don't even know if I know how to use it. And she's like, didn't you tell me you used to go hunting with your dad? And he's
Yeah.
like, oh, it's just something that I said.
And I was like, why would you lie about that? That's
He was-
so fucking weird.
I think he was trying to seem like manly or cool or tough, maybe.
What the fuck does hunting have to do with anything?
I don't know, bro.
That's just you sitting there killing a defenseless animal.
Very much so.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so then we have them getting to the front door because they're about to go. I forget. They're trying
they're trying to like get out, but then all of a sudden that axe comes through,
right
the door,
through the door.
and I'm like, how the fuck is that axe coming through the door? Those doors look medieval
that
thick.
was a thick ass door.
Those were some pretty
look like
ass
chocolate
doors.
bars.
The beautiful engravings on either side, and then they look hella thick.
Yeah,
like I'm saying, like medieval, like castle. We got a moat thick.
Yeah,
and that axe is just
goes right through it.
Right
ting,
through.
ting, literally. Like here's Johnny.
Mm-hmm.
And so we see that he's axing the front door, and we get like a little shot of the dude in the mask standing outside, and he fires. Jamie fires the gun.
He figured it out.
And he figured it out pretty quickly, actually. And it's the way that I was like, I feel like this could have been the moment, you know? Like, I would have just... Obviously, the dude was busy swinging the axe. I would have, like, opened the door, have him, like you know, as he's swinging, and he, with his full, like, weight, falls and then shot him. Like, I don't know. But that's just me. And also, once again, in a high-stress situation at the moment, I don't know if I would have thought about that.
Yeah.
But anyways, we have him then firing the shot. We are like, did he get him? Did he not? Did not. Because then they are looking. And right? Oh, am I getting mixed up?
I don't know.
It's the way that I stopped going off my notes because I was just going off of memory.
My notes
myself.
just go, at least you figured it out. And I thought, oh, fuck, that's right, it's Mike.
Shots fired, yes.
Then I was like, maybe, and I was like, oh, JK, he not here yet.
Yeah, because no. So, yeah. So at that point, he shoots that shot, and they're like, oh, shit. And then I don't think they realize, like, they're not really... They don't know if he's dead or not. So they go into that spare bedroom, the guest bedroom. They barricade themselves. They're like, we're going to stay here. We're not going to die tonight. And he just points that gun. And that's whenever we get Mike showing up. He's pulling up.
And someone had put...
the record player on.
Yeah, the potato sack man put
a record on.
And it's like hella loud with that creepy ass country song that's really good. Yeah, Mama Tried or whatever.
Mama Tried. I don't even like country, especially that's like blue. I don't even know what that is. Bluegrass. I don't know what it is.
The beginning of it was never just hella unsettling.
Like that, but it's the way I was like bopping it.
I know. Yeah, it was good. It was like, ooh, it set the mood. But yeah, so then Mike pulls up and he's sitting there like
on his phone.
I just, since I wait on you hand and fucking foot, and then it's what? I guess they shoot his window.
They threw a rock. They threw like a big old like boulderish rock piece of a brick, maybe, I don't know. But and he's like, what the fuck? I would be like, what the fuck too? And then he's like going out, he's investigating, and he realizes
I low-key would have been like, nope, and ran off.
Yeah.
I would have drove off.
He also has the cell phone at this point, right?
I
so like, why
like,
would he? Well, yeah, he should have called the cops.
Said, hey, I am at this address. Something seems to be weird here.
Yeah.
I don't know exactly what's happened yet, but
backup.
Please send backup. Exactly.
Yeah. And so anyways, he's looking around. He goes through the back of the house. He notices that the like little sliding glass door is open. He sees everything wrong, like the truck and the car being fucked up. And he's like, okay. And this is what we were talking about earlier. Why wouldn't he be like, Jamie, like yelling their name out?
Because he does. He says it real
soft,
but then that country music is
so
blasting,
loud. Yeah.
And so they can't hear him. They have no clue that Mike is here. And once he gets into the house, he doesn't make a sound.
He doesn't. He's very quiet. He's tiptoeing, and he's making his way to the end of the hallway. And so it's the way that we then get Potato Sack Man behind him, which is very scary. Very scary because he's like already like getting the axe, winding it up, ready to like kill Mike.
And
but
so
then we already know,
oh fuck, he's gonna die. He's gonna die.
Either way, because he's walking up towards the room where Kristen and Jamie are, and they have that gun cocked, ready to just blow whoever walks by. And so obviously for the sake of the sads of the movie, Mike steps like 1 foot like into the door frame and says hello, and then gets blasted by his best friend. I'm assuming that's his best friend.
Yeah, he said, well,
or brother, I don't know.
No, so it is his best friend, and he fucking shoots him right in the face. And whenever Jamie is going, he didn't have a mask. He goes, I shot him. He didn't have a mask.
Why
and
didn't he have a
Kristen's
mask?
like, what? And then he goes and he's looking over him and he's like, oh fuck, like, oh my god. And he was like, this is my best friend. I killed my best friend is what he says.
Yeah. This is Mike, and then it's the way he fucking tackles her though. I'm like, that was not necessary.
Yeah.
Because she wanted to go look, and he's like, don't look at him. And
which like I understand, like that is one of her best, I guess, must be one of her best friends as well with him. And obviously someone who's invested in their relationship. And so, like, he doesn't want her to see him, but that aggressive tackle was not necessary.
I was like, okay, that was excessive. And so then we have them getting.
It's so sad.
He's very much pissed off at this point because he's like, what the fuck? And I just killed my fucking friend. Yeah. And so then they get to the bedroom. No. He's like, I'm gonna go outside. There's a radio in the barn. I'm gonna go. You stay here.
And it's like, do not fucking split up.
Yeah, the way they keep splitting up. And so, and I would not leave the girl who I love I would not leave Robert by himself.
Yeah.
And so then we have him kill her on the door, on the window screen.
Yeah,
whatever.
I think it's on the sliding door. They just wrote killer in like bold cap letters with the red, and it's like
toying with him, fucking with him. Yeah. And so then we have them. What happens?
So he goes outside.
Oh yeah, that's right.
And he's like kind of sitting there, and he sees
the lady in red.
Yeah, the lady in red. She comes out of the barn, and he's like trying to hide, and then he's like got a good shot on her.
Cocking the gun,
but then she locks in on him with the flashlight. And as she does, you hear these fast footsteps approaching, and it's a fucking potato sack man coming right up behind him, and it's like, nope,
socks him, just like whoosh.
That mask running up on me, that is scary.
And you hear a shot get fired, so he was able to fire a shot, but he missed, obviously. But we don't get to figure out exactly just yet what's happening because then
we don't see him for a while.
We don't see him. It goes to Kristen,
and that shot prompted her to basically run outside. She's like, "What the fuck happened?" And she just fucking bolts. She goes for that.
She bolts because she's gonna go to the fucking garage as well. But I guess there was like a dip or like a culvert that she didn't see.
I high key think they kind of had the yard like fucking booby trapped. Like that they dug a little hole or something, and then she fell into it and like, I guess broke her ankle. At least twisted
put it past
pretty.
Them. She rolled the fuck out of it, and I mean, even if I just roll an ankle, that hurts. Like it hurts.
Oh, it's it's not a fun feeling.
Yeah, so she's definitely like, because she fucks it up pretty much. Like we don't see blood or any of her bones, but yeah.
But she clearly
she's limping
can't
the rest
walk.
of the movie.
Yeah, because she's on her hands and knees. She's crawling until she gets into the barn, and then like
what she does,
gets her way up.
And she gets and she finds that fucking radio, and it's one of those scanner like trucker driver radios, and she's like trying to talk to people on there. And it's the way that when she finally gets someone, oh my god, the way that lady pops up and just starts axing away the radio. I'm like, and then
because we already
just
know
screaming.
She was watching her because as she was crawling towards the barn, the pinup girl shows up behind her and then disappears again. And then like we see where they got the axe from as she gets into the barn because the little spot for the axe was missing.
Yes,
they're like, let us spell this out for you.
Yeah.
And then she just goes ham on that fucking radio. The moment
a ham radio.
She should have just said. She should have been like, I am at this address. Please send help. Instead of being like, hello, can you hear me?
Yeah.
I was like, bitch, I can't even understand you.
Literally, you're like crying, like, please get it together. You need your life on the line. Yeah, I was the same thing.
Just like I would have been spouting any sort of information I can into the radio space.
Yeah.
I know, FM, AM,
whoever
airwaves.
And so, the radio gets fucked up, and so then Kristen is like, fuck, so she tries to get away, but she's really fucking hurt.
Yeah.
She literally like cannot walk. And so she gets back to the house, and where is she? Oh yeah, she gets back to the house, and that's whenever the homeboy shows up, potato sack man, right? And she's like just standing there, but he doesn't notice that she's there just yet. Or I honestly think that he I
think he did. As she was getting back to the house too, like because after that, they just started like fucking with her too with the barn and making all those sounds.
Oh, yeah.
And as she's like crawling back to the house, we see the pinup girl like step out behind her, and then the little girl, the blonde Amanda Seyfried, is on the fucking swing.
That's right. Yeah.
And so they're literally all just like watching her crawl.
Yeah. At this point, it's like the cat and mouse.
Yeah, they're just it's like so twisted, and it made me want to puke. I was so stressed. I also was hungover, so everything makes me want to puke. But anyways, yeah. Oh, and then they set the fucking car on fire too.
Oh yeah.
And As she's getting into the house, I was like, damn, bitch, can you make a little more noise?
She was very
knocking
loud.
Everything
She
over.
was loud as fuck.
And yeah, and
giving
then
her location off.
we know that homeboy Potato Sack is in the house at this point, and like she saw him walk off, and she's just making all this fucking noise, like knocking picture frames off, everything, and then the fucking power goes out. They cut the power. She's in the bedroom. She makes it in there for something.
Yeah.
And the power goes off. And then as she's walking back into the kitchen, we hear the piano playing the same little scale that she had played earlier, which is like,
yeah.
Nope, nope, nope. Because then that means they were in there the whole time.
Yeah. That's confirmation.
Yeah.
And then they throw Jamie gets thrown in through like the sliding glass door and it's on the ground. And she's like, oh my God.
Yeah. Well, at this point, before because then she goes and hides in that.
That's right. The pantry.
In the little closet pantry.
Right. Yeah. She gets in the pantry and it's the way that Potato Sack Man walks up on it, but doesn't enter it.
And the way
leaves.
he just sits down.
Yeah. Oh, and he's
sits down at the table. It's like, and she's like moving forward, and I really thought she was gonna knock something off in the pantry with how clumsy she was being earlier.
Step on something,
like,
make a noise.
I swear, if you knock that can of green beans over,
literally
like, we're
a
all
bag
gonna
of potato
die.
chips. And so then he walks out, and then that's whenever we get this fucking jump scare with the little Amanda Seyfried girl literally popping up in the frame of the.
It almost got me.
Literally,
like,
it got me honestly. And then cause I was waiting for it too, though. I remembered it, but I was like,
at what point does it happen?
Yeah. And so
sometimes it's worse than knowing.
Yeah.
Because then you're anticipating it and you're like,
ready for the jump. Yeah. And so she's like fucking up the door to the pantry, but really not trying to get in there. She's just scaring her. And then Kristen comes out, and it's the way that the homegirl is on the at the kitchen table, and she grabs a knife, right?
Yeah, and she was like touching the ring and stuff too. Yeah. And yeah, this is where I was like, this is very Manson-esque.
Yeah.
And then Kristen asked, she was like, why are you doing this? And she says,
you're going to die.
Yeah. And because I think at this point is when he gets thrown through the window. And she was like, he's going to kill you. He's going to kill you. And then she was like, you're going to die when he comes in. And Creepy Mask Guy has a shotgun at this point. So yeah. He's got him, and
at this point too, she goes into the bedroom, right? Because she's trying to like hide, and Jamie's like, stay away, don't come, run, Kristen. And then I think at this point, as you can tell, it's already daylight because there's some like daylight coming through the window in the bedroom from like the behind the shades.
Yeah.
And then it gets a little quiet, and she walks out into the hallway, and Potato Sack Man just like throws her up against that wall, knocks her out
cold. And as he was dragging her off, I was like, man, sounds like he's wheezing.
Yeah.
Like,
we were like, does he have asthma?
Yeah.
Like, what's up?
Should he be doing this? Sounds like it's stressing out his heart a little bit.
Maybe the mask too is just like
Darth Vader.
Like if something like this is up on you.
Yeah.
It makes that noise. So yeah. And so yeah, it's broad daylight now, bitches. We have basically all the killers in the house now. All three of them.
They're both tied up to their little chairs.
They open the blinds, let the sunlight in. You get a shot from outside of how bright it is. It's probably like 10 a.m.
Broad fucking daylight, yeah.
And so so that's what makes it even scarier because this is
nothing.
Well, and it makes it seem like wow, this literally can happen at any time at like fucking 9 a.m. Most chill time. And so we have them tied up. And they ask them, why are you doing this? And they say, because you were home.
Because you were home.
Yeah. And then we have them taking off their mask. They may have already done that. Yeah.
We don't get to see.
Yeah. We don't get to see it.
They say it basically as they're having their little sentimental, like, I love you, blah, blah, blah. Because they know they're about to fucking die.
Yeah. And
they
she's
know
like, I will marry you now.
Yeah. I would have always married you, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah. And so, they start getting stabbed. Stab. Both of them a lot. And it's
liked
very
how
painful.
They reveal their faces to them, but not to us.
Yeah.
I thought that was good because then it just keeps them in our mind. They are strangers.
Meryl Streep.
We don't know who they are. Yeah, Meryl Streep and Amanda Seyfried. What is that? Fucking what's that? Mamma Mia.
Yeah.
I was like, ABBA.
It's all the same actors. And so we have them getting murdered. Basically, they're getting stabbed a lot.
Right
it
in
looks
the tummy.
very painful. Yeah.
And they're just like all taking turns stabbing. Yeah. And the way that she's like telling him like, don't look at it, just focus on me. And then
the knife and at the end, also too, whenever she got I think it was whenever she got knocked out, like thrown against the wall. There is a part where it cuts to black there, and then there's a part that cuts to black after this, and then there's another part. Like the way I thought like this movie ended like three times. Yeah, and I'm like, oh yeah, it's not over yet. I thought honestly it would have been a perfect ending whenever she got thrown up against the wall the first time and it's getting dragged and she's like, and then it cuts to black, because I feel like we don't know what would have happened. But anyways,
but
I digress.
Once they leave, we then get the shot of the little Mormon boys, and they're just like trying to tell people about Jesus or whatever. And then
it's the way that they stop in that truck.
They stop, yeah. And I personally love this scene because then blonde hair Amanda Seyfried gets out and she's like, "Can I have one?" Yeah. The little boy goes, "Are you a sinner?" And she says, "Sometimes." And they just met the fucking killers. Ooh, and then as she gets back in the car, Mama Pinup Gal says it'll be easier next time. Yeah. And so they're just like a little family of killers.
But yeah. And was this the first time? Or are they just like introducing her into it?
Yeah,
like,
I think they were. Yeah, this was like a little test run for her.
Yeah. Oh, look, I don't know what it is, but it's like a person built like a house.
And they're on fire?
It's hair.
Oh.
Anyways, yeah. And so, yeah, we have the boys then pulling up on the scene and they go inside the house. It's the way that they see the bodies. Like
they're just like remarkably stone-faced for what they sounded like on their 911 call. I guess it was because
after the fact. Yeah, because then we get a whole other... We see Kristen on the floor. He comes up to her. He's reaching out to her and she grabs his arm and screams.
And then cut to black.
And now it's over.
And so I guess at that point, after a dead person basically grabbed me, I would also be
freaked out.
Yeah, having a very panicked 911 call as well. But
there's blood everywhere.
Yeah.
Literally.
They were just, as they were coming in though, I mean, I guess they were in shock. I was like,
I think I would.
They're completely
I think they came in like Mike came in too. Like, I think everybody came in the way I honestly feel like I would have been like quiet too, just kind of like stunned, like
not knowing if the killer was still there,
or even just quite honestly, just like this is a whole ass bloody dead body.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
This is fucked up.
What the fuck? Yeah. So yeah, that was The Strangers, you guys.
So creepy.
She's still alive to this day. Some say screaming. And I am ready to give it a bay.
A boo. What's your boo rating? BooBaes.
A BooBaes.
I
am going to give it a 5.
A 5?
Yeah. I honestly love this movie.
You love it so much.
I love this movie. I have always loved this movie. Can't believe I'm actually kind of glad that I haven't seen it in such a long time, probably a goodish like 8 years or something, that it's like was almost like rewatching it for the first time.
Yeah.
And it was terrifying. And I also fucking love that it's an hour and like 25 minutes.
Yeah, it is so digestible. Fucking easy to watch. So easy to watch.
It's a whole ass movie.
I mean, I was dead tired this morning and I wanted to throw up every 2 seconds, and I would but even then I still got so into it. And I was watching it, and it just went by like that.
Honestly,
and I was
really like it. I think I like it because of the way that it's shot. I like it because of the color palette. I like it because of the it seems very like real and scary.
It does, yeah.
And
it gives almost like kind of found footage, but not without the shaky.
Yeah, it does at times, and I like that the killers literally had no motive, basically. Like, we're just kill to kill, and we got away with it.
It's like that Monday, that school shooting that happened in the 80s, I think. And
I don't even know which one you're talking about.
It's basically this girl lived across the street from a school, and she was pretty troubled. She was like 11, and she just started shooting people. She killed, I think, like 3 or something people. This bus driver like blocked the entrance to the school with the bus, thankfully, and I believe he lost his life. But when she was interviewed asking why she did it, she just said, "I just don't like Mondays. I wanted to liven it up a bit."
That's
Legit.
crazy.
Yeah.
Some people are crazy, bro.
There's a whole song written about it too, I believe.
I'm gonna look it up.
But yeah, she had a very sad life.
I mean, hurt people.
Yes, exactly. And she shouldn't have had access to a gun. But I think her father also bought it for her as a Christmas gift. He was like, "Here you go," and it's like that's not
You're a
what
child.
you don't buy your child an assault rifle.
No, yeah.
But
I don't like guns in general.
no,
Whenever they were like, we need a gun in this movie, I was like, we don't.
We don't.
Because honestly, if that gets in the wrong hands, you're fucked.
and it killed your friend.
Yeah, literally. So we never needed the gun.
Yep.
Yeah. I just like, honestly, if we could just get rid of guns and like people could just go back to like swords,
Mm-hmm.
like a real
No, I
like a human being,
completely
like with
fucking
like some
agree.
dignity. Like I just don't like guns because to me guns are cowardice.
Mhm.
Like the way people like these, I'm sorry, like I don't fuck you and your guns. I don't care. You're like, if like
They're
the way
not
people
necessary.
they're not necessary. And the way like these big old men are just like, I love my gun. I want my gun. I'm like, you're a coward. You telling me you can't come up to my face and kill me? You got to stand yards away and like shoot me? Like it's
yeah,
cowardice.
stab me in my tummy, bitch.
Like no, because if
Slit
you
my
came up
throat.
to me, you would not have the chance. Like your eyes would be gouged out, and I would be pouring salt on them. Where I got the salt, I don't
Put
know.
in toothpaste
But,
in
like,
your eyes.
literally, and ripping your dick off. But
right,
it's
bite
just
it off.
they're cowardice to me, and I just feel like it's stupid, and like I just fucking hate guns. But anyways, let's
And that's
not
on gun control.
That's not this podcast. What is your boo rating?
My boo rating. Yeah. Fuck, I do love this movie. I remember from the first time I saw it, it was one film that actually scared me.
It's
And
in like my top 10 films.
the way that it still scares me every single time I watch it. Now, it had been a few years for me as well. I think I hadn't watched it in probably at least 4 years. I think the last time I watched it was when I was sitting alone in my house.
That's always the best time to watch a horror movie is alone.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't think anyone was home that night either. And then my back was just like up against the window. I don't know what the fuck I was thinking. Short of Liv Tyler's voice at some points, I think I'll give it a 4.75
Okay.
because they're talking
Just her
annoyed
voice.
me.
Yeah.
But the screams were amazing. The masks. I mean, the other two were unsettling as well, but the potato sack man, his mask, that is like the
He's
shit of
terrifying.
nightmares.
And
And,
his-
it's the
and his-
easiest thing.
Yeah.
Which is what makes it so
And he was such a
believable.
big man too. Like he was
huge.
brute strength. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I also think it was very well paced. Like once you there's not too much of a drag, and
No.
like it's very well paced for the hour. I mean, it has to be for the hour and like 25 minutes that it is. You really get like this.
You get into it pretty quickly, but you got a good amount of backstory.
It's a balance. It's not like it's full throttle the whole time.
Making you appreciate the characters.
There
and
is a lot of building of tension and release, and building of tension and release. It's like an accordion, and it feels really good throughout the whole movie because it's like a ride.
And it again, that makes you feel safe for just a moment,
And then it takes it away.
they tell you, they like shove it
They
in your face. You are not
literally
safe.
Rip the rug from under you.
You will be murdered.
You're next.
That's what it makes it feels
The
like.
next
That's
movie we're covering. You're next. JK, I'm just kidding.
What-
Have you ever
what's
heard of that movie?
line?
You're next. It kind of gives these similar vibes, but the
Oh, actually, I think I've seen
but
it.
the homegirl is like turns into a badass and like starts killing everybody.
I haven't. I don't think I've seen it. I've seen the like.
It's actually we don't have to cover it, but it's
What
actually
is that
a
thing?
good movie. You should
well,
see
we
it.
don't know what we're covering next
We
week.
don't.
Should we?
No, we
just cover that?
No, we can cover whatever.
But we
we'll
should
talk
let
about
them
it.
know.
Yeah. Oh, what are we covering next week? Do
We could do that.
you want to do it?
Sure.
Yeah, let's do
Let's
it.
do it.
It's actually pretty. I like it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. Great. Let's do it.
Yay. All right.
Yay.
All
Your
right.
next is what we're going to cover next.
Next. I love it.
But as always,
We are in the lovely Rogue Media Network studios.
that's right. They take great care of us.
Yes, they do.
They fed us water this morning to hydrate us.
We needed it. I actually feel way better now with that water.
Yeah, I do too. And now I'm starting to get hungry.
Me too. Okay, feed me. And so, you can always find our podcast or other podcasts on
All
Rogue.
the other wonderful Rogue Media Network podcasts.
Yeah, literally check them out on roguemedianetwork.com, and you can listen to us there, and also on other platforms where you get your podcasts like
Apple.
or Spoofy, which is Spotify.
That's right. And any other place you could possibly want to get your podcast.
I'm sure we're there.
That's right.
And we're streaming. We're live. And not
Wherever
live,
you
sorry.
do listen, don't forget to.
Rate, review, and subscribe.
That's right, because that is the only way we can get ahead in life. And if you would like to let us know your thoughts on The Stranger or how many boos you would give your next if you've seen it, please reach out to us on Instagram. Our handle is
At BooBaes Podcast, all one word, and that is BooBaes, BOOBAES, because we are your BooBaes, not your BooBabes.
That's right. And so this has been 2008's The Strangers. You get a 5 and a 4.75, so basically a 5.
Basically a 5.
From both
I'm
of
calling
us.
it right now.
Yeah, it
Sorry.
is such a good.
I took over.
I love this movie
It's
so
so
much.
good.
It is so good. So until next time, don't let people kill
Yeah,
you.
and lock your doors.
Yeah, lock your goddamn doors.
Check everywhere.
Don't answer
Literally.
any doors.
And don't trust the Tamra.
Yeah. Who's Tamra? We
I
hate
don't
her.
know. I'm sorry, Tamra.
She's scary.
Yeah.
If your
I'll
name's
get triggered.
Tamra, sorry. But yeah, bye, Baes.
Bye, babes.
This has been a Rogue Media podcast.
Are you a podcaster? Let's talk podcast hosting. Are you tired of your current podcast host? Need real support in a community that gets it? At Rogue Media Network, we offer top-tier podcast hosting services to help you thrive. From hosting and distribution to dedicated support, we've got you covered. Starting as low as $25 a month. Join our community of passionate podcasters today. Contact us at hello@roguemedianetwork.com.